What's up, guys? Lizard Jesus. I'm making a video on my opinion on what I think are the best legendary and epic commander pairs in Rise of Kingdoms. This is a re-upload. I'm re-uploading it because there was a problem with the last video. So we're just gonna jump into it. We're gonna be going from the least best to the very best. The last pair is going to be what I think is the best commander pair, legendary epic commander pair in Rise of Kingdoms. So starting in at number 1 is going to be CPO with Sun Tzu. CPO and Sun Tzu is a double AoE infantry commander. Sun Tzu is bringing infantry health and 10% less damage. He's bringing 20% more skill damage. He's hitting 5 targets. CPO is hitting 3 targets. He's bringing 20% health, so you're getting a total of 30% health plus 10 damage taken reduction, which is good because this works for skill and smite damage. This is a really good pair because if you're coming out of KVK2, which by the way, I do not recommend pairing epics in late game SOC. Even as a secondary, you're just going to get melted. But when you're going into your first KVK3 and your first Heroic Anthem SOC, you're going to be building your account. So there's probably going to be a period in KVK3 in your first SOC that you maybe might have epics behind some of your legendaries. Sun Tzu is gaining 50 rage for every commander he hits on the field, and he's hitting up to 5. This is good because this means that you can skip out on rejuvenate. Put more talents into the infantry tree, and still get lots of rage gen for having Sun Tzu as a secondary. So that's why I think starting off, one of the stronger legendary epic pairs is going to be Sun Tzu with CPO. Dealing lots of damage. This is good. You can start off with CPO at 5511. You're getting 10% infantry health at 5511 plus 10 more. So I think that's why it's a good pair. It's a really good starting point. The second best pair, in my opinion, is going to be ZL with Kusunoki. Both of these commanders are doing AoE damage, which is great for the open field. And what makes this pair stronger than the first one, actually, is the fact that Kusunoki is clearing poison. He's clearing all debuffs. He's clearing silences. He's clearing exhaustions from Gupta. He's clearing poison, which is the most important. A lot of people still use Guan Yu these days. So, like, if you're fighting the open field and Guan Yu is hitting some of your allies, and then you hit that, and then you're running ZL with Kusunoki, your Kusunoki is going to wipe out that silence. But most importantly, he's going to clear out the poisons for Herman, which is actually a lot more powerful than you think. Herman is dealing lots of poison stacks, and with each poison stack, everyone that has poison stacks is taking more skill damage. So ZL is going to throw down his big circle AoE, and then Kusunoki is just going to come in. Forget the damage factor that Kusunoki's dealing. Like, yes, it's there, but it's so small that, like, you're not really going to, like, notice it. This is strictly just for clearing Herman poison, Guan silences. It's honestly great. He's also got some instant proc, which is really nice. As well as he's bringing 15% defense and attack. ZL doesn't actually have any defense at all on his kit, so that's why it actually works good. So that's a commander pair that I would definitely recommend putting behind your ZL as you're working your way up into your ZL and Herman. At some point, it's probably better off putting epics behind. Like in KVK3 in your first Heroic Anthem, you might actually be better with like an expertise Kusunoki behind your ZL. If you can get your ZL to like 5-3-1-1, even at like 5-3-1-1 with Kusunoki behind there, that's going to be a lot better than like, I don't know, like a 5-1-1-1-1, or even if it's like 4-2-1-1-1, I still think that would be better. The number one legendary and epic commander pair in my game, in my personal opinion, that I think is the best pairing right now, is going to be Liu Che with Joan of Arc. This is really supportive for your allies. This is a really strong pair, and I actually recommend running this in Canyon. ZL is doing up to 5 targets of smite damage. Smite damage is boosted by normal damage. Well, Joan of Arc is boosting normal damage by 25%. Yeah. She's boosting damage by 25%. So that's a lot of boosted normal damage coming from ZL. ZL is bringing 20% defense and skill damage taken reduction. Very solid combo. More so with the skill damage taken reduction. He's missing out on health, except that Joan of Arc, on her active skill, for the next 4 seconds, she's buffing infantry units' health by 30%. And for the next 4 seconds, she's also gaining 50 rage every single second. ZLC has the attack tree, which means that he needs a rage engine. So, boom, you've got rage coming from Joan of Arc now. You're casting skills faster, and you're going to be gaining 30% extra health every single turn. Every single turn. I think Liu Che and Joan of Arc are probably the strongest legendary epic commander pair in the game right now. Before I end the video, I'm going to just throw in a couple honorable mentions. I think one really good honorable mention is actually Nevsky with Baibars. Baibars is bringing an AoE that Nevsky needs. The reason why this is part of the honorable mentions is that I'm not a big fan of Nevsky these days. He's not as tanky as he used to feel. He's also losing 20% health as soon as you're onto Alliance territory. So, like, if you're fighting in KVK and let's say you guys are getting pushed into territory, you're missing out on 20% health. That's not saying that it's bad. I still think that Nevsky and Baibars, if you're going down the Cav route, you're going into KVK 3, and you grab Nevsky and you pair him with Baibars, that's a great start. You're still getting a lot of good stats. I run Nevsky at 5-5-1-1, and I'm waiting until the next Cav release to see where Nevsky is, but I think Nevsky Baibars is very solid. You can use it to hit cities as well, which is nice. Another honorable mention is, I'm going to say, ZL with Imhotep. Imhotep's debuff, I honestly think, is stronger than ZL's, because he's making up to 5 enemy troops take more damage and reducing their rage. This is really nice. He's also, again, bringing defense. The reason why this is an honorable mention is because with the introduction of Herman, I think Kusunoki is the one you want behind ZL to clear those debuffs from Herman. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed.